Our thought this morning is simply, I know who I am. Amen. I know who I am. You may be seated. Have y'all ever heard the terminology identity crisis? Well, as I look at our society and the culture and the direction that we're going in, I see that we're in a current state of identity crisis. Seems like we are actually thriving and marketing a society that is elevating and celebrating the loss of identity. And we're celebrating it, and truth be told, we have elevated people to certain statuses, and they have no idea who they are. And we've labeled them heroes, and we've labeled them the greatest thing since sliced bread, you know. But the truth be told, we're finding ourselves where we are because of the lack of identity. Amen. And to be honest with you right now, next Sunday is our youth day. But leading up into it right now, it was put on my heart, I want to speak something into every young person that's assembled in this building today, because we're entering a new school year. And some of us are going into elementary for the first time, some going into middle school for the first time, high school for the first time, and some are going into college for the first time. And so what I want to impart into you is this word about identity. That before you can go to the next level and the next phase in life, you have to know who you are. Amen? Because when you open every new door that is open for you, there is an entrance into a new culture. In other words, I'm going to see things on level B that I didn't see on level A.
That's right.
Amen. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm a math man. You understand? And so every year you're introduced to another level of math.
That's right.
Matter of fact, not just every year, we break it down into semesters. You see? One semester I'm going to teach you 1 plus 1. Then the next semester I'm probably going to teach you 1 times 1. Then the next semester I'm probably going to put an exponent on it. Y'all follow what I'm saying? So it works in elevation. So as you elevate, there's always something, you're introduced to something that you did not see before. But the only way you can obtain victory in that is that you have to know who you are before you encounter it. Amen? What I found interesting here about our text as I examined the text, we all know that in Genesis chapter 1, understand that God is always a God of order.
Yes.
But then when we look at the very first scripture of the Bible, in the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. In the very beginning, the very first scripture, there's an identity has been placed. It didn't tell us that just that the world was created. It told us who created the world. That's just how important identity is. That from the very beginning we are faced, or we are told the identity of the Creator. God, the Hebrew word there, Elohim, the one who creates. Amen? And so as we go through, I notice that as we go through God being a God of order in chapter 1, He places everything in order. You see, before He made the fish, He made the water. There was no need of having water, having fish, and the fish didn't have water to swim in. Amen. But as I noticed this, I noticed that when God made these things, God began to name it. As we look at Genesis chapter 2, it tells us that God planted a garden eastward in Eden. Eden is identified. Amen. And then it tells us that out of Eden there were 4 rivers. Well, guess what? Every river is identified. He identifies each river. Why? Because we didn't want to get each river confused with the other one. You understand? Because see, one river encompassed the whole land of Havilah. Then the other river encompassed the whole land of Ethiopia. Then one river came forth out of Syria, and then the great river Euphrates. So what happened is you see that there's an identity place on each river. Why? Because each river is in a different place, therefore it's serving a different function. Are y'all following me?
Amen.
Because what identity was wrapped up in identity is function in destiny. Amen. That's why we just can't go naming our kids anything.
Amen.
Amen. You want to name a lot of things. People name their children after vacuum cleaners, after refrigerators, after cars, all kind of things. Because it sounds good. But everything that sounds good ain't good. Y'all follow what I'm saying? So we have to be certain in our identity. When my wife and I took the time to choose Leandra's name, we took thought into it, and we chose her name carefully. Leandria, and we spelled it with the I on purpose and not the E. Because we took it, so we did the research, we took it from a Chinese variation.
All right now.
And the Chinese variation of the word Leandria has two meanings. One meaning means lion man, the animal lion, the king of the jungle, means lion man. The other one meant singer. See, y'all got to understand, see, in the Epps blood, folks sing. You understand? I didn't say they sound good, I'm just saying that they think. You know what I'm talking about? Now, in the gene pool, some of them come out sounding good, you know. So I wanted her to have some identity, so every time we call her name, we calling out the singer. In her. You understand what I'm saying? And so then a lion man. So I have a couple of affirmations and confirmations that I do with Lily, that we do. And come here right quick, Lily. We're going to do, I'm going to show y'all these. What we do right quick, we got a couple. Let's do I am blessed, you ready? I am blessed. I am wise. I am favored, and I am kind. All right? That's one of them. Then the second one, I'm strong, I'm bold, and I'm intelligent. What you hear? I'm intelligent. All right? Say now I'm strong, I'm a lioness. Watch me roar! High five. Now, the reason I do that with her, because her name is Lion Man. I want her to identify what's the significance with the lion. The lion is strong. The lion represents royalty. It is the king, not the biggest, but the king of the jungle. Right? All the other animals dictate their behavior based on the lion. Thank you. You understand what I'm saying? So those things I do with her, I did on purpose so that she can identify herself with strength. She can identify herself with purpose. Identify herself as a leader so that as she enters society, as she enters into doors and they're telling her contrary, her foot is already solid. You get what I'm saying? Her foundation is already planted. I already know who I am. You follow? You calling me weak, but I've been confessing ever since I was 2 years old. I'm strong.
That's right. That's right.
Y'all follow what I'm saying? So you have to know your identity. Now what I found out again, so he identifies Eden. He identifies the land, Havilah. He identifies the 4 rivers, right? Okay, but then what I noticed is that when we get to verse 19, this is the first time in Scripture that we see Adam's name. Up until this time, in chapter 1 and chapter 2, he was the man. God created man. That's all we see. But there's never an identity attached to the man. So for the first time, in Genesis chapter 2, verse 19, we are confronted with the name Adam, which literally means man. So we are confronting him. But now what's interesting is that for the first time when we finally see or get an identity of this man who is Adam, it is because God says, I'm bringing some other things to you that have to be identified. What I find what was so powerful about this is that now in Genesis chapter 1, when God created him, the scripture tells us that he gave him dominion. Verse 28 tells us that he blessed him. That word blessed means to empower, to prosper. Okay? So he had already empowered him to prosper. He had already given him dominion. He put him in the garden, so he was already functioning. Y'all ready? But guess what? But when it came time to operate in authority, when it came down time to delegate and to identify, now before all of that can happen, Adam has to be identified. Y'all follow me? In other words, what I'm saying is that you can't operate in your God-given authority until you know your identity.
All right. Check my identity.
So for the first time here, we see the name Adam appear. Why does the name Adam appear? Because God says, I have an assignment. I need you to identify other people. How can you identify the gifts and the callings in other folks when you don't know who you are? So how can you help me when you lost? The Bible says that the blind will lead the blind into a ditch.
That's what it says.
So I can't help you. You can't help others until you know who you are. So before he is put in a position of authority to identify anything else, he himself has to be identified. Why? Because he can't get lost in what he's identifying. Are y'all follow what I'm saying? What's the importance of that? A lot of times in our lives when we come into society, we begin to conform to our environment. Why? Because we don't know our identity. See, if Adam don't know that he is Adam, that he is man, that he is the man, then when he's naming the giraffe, he might try to act like a giraffe. When he's naming the zebra, he might try to imitate a zebra. Y'all follow what I'm saying? I remember years ago when I was in school, I majored in psychology. So they showed us a film where this baby had been dropped off at a hospital, but at the mentally challenged, physically challenged part. Like I'm trying to be politically correct here. Okay. And so even though the baby was normal, because the baby grew up in an atmosphere where everyone had some type of deformity, the child, as he grew, he automatically took on a limp and some type of deformity himself. Even though physically he was okay. But then they took that same child a few years later, took him out of that environment and put him in a natural environment, and the limp disappeared and he began to function as a normal person. What was wrong with that child? No sense of identity. Because if he had known from the beginning who he was, he would have never conformed to the limp. Come on now. How often have we conformed to our environments? How often have we conformed to the limp that everyone else has because we don't know who we are? Because you've discovered that, wait a minute, my way of thinking is different from everyone else's, so that means I must be wrong. Not necessarily. Look at somebody and say, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. God made you the way he did on purpose because you are the only you he ever made. Even with identical twins, there's some differences in the two. God created you to be an individual. He created you to lead the way. Listen, are you trending or are you blending? Which one are you doing? And so what happens is we get caught up in the latest trend and the latest fad just because everybody else is doing it. I want to get up. That's how we do. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to wear my clothes the way everyone else wears theirs. Why? Simply because they're doing it. I don't know the meaning behind it, the significance behind it, but I see them doing it, so I'm going to do it. So whatever media tells me is acceptable, then that's what's acceptable to me. But how many know media ain't always right?
That's right.
So But when it's time for Adam to function in authority, when it's time for him to ID some other things, he got to first come to his own identity. But now what I also like about this, when we look at verse 20, after he's named everything else, now what tells me, before I even go there, we got to understand here that when you find your identity, God gives you the right to ID other things. You have that authority in your hand. You have that authority in your mouth. Life and death is in the power of the, and they that love it shall eat the fruit. Yeah. So whatever you call it, that's what it's going to be. That's why you need to understand your identity. Because see, when you don't understand who you are, you don't understand your identity. One day you call it positive, the next day you call it negative. See, every morning, I can get to work early in the morning, and all my coworkers, oh, you must be a morning person, because I come in on 5. I don't come in dragging. And I'm talking about at 4:30 in the morning now. I don't come in, everybody come in, oh, good morning. No. I don't come in like that. I come in, I'm already blazing, I'm ready to go. Good morning, how y'all doing?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, how you doing? And my response is always the same. I'm having a great day. I'm good. I'm great. How you doing? Then as soon as they say, well, I said, good.
Right.
I got to go. I got to go. Because I'm going to stay great. Amen. I ain't really let you stuff me into that little vacuum you in.
That's right.
Can't do it. All right? So now, once he's operating in his authority, y'all understand this. Understand this. God never created us to be alone.
That's right.
We were made to interact.
That's right.
We were made to interact. We have to be interactive with one another. No man is an island unto himself. So now in verse 20, after he's operating in his authority, why? Because he has his identity. Now that he has his identity, God now makes the statement, but there was not found a help that was fit for him. Well, why now all of a sudden God is mentioning help? Well, he didn't need help before because he didn't even have an identity. Y'all follow? So now it's making sense what I said earlier. How can I help you when I don't even know who I am? Because if I don't know who I am, how can I point you in the right direction? Because if I don't know who I am, if I try to help you, we both going in the wrong direction.
That's right.
So now that he's found himself, now that he has an identity, he said now it's not good that he should be alone. Y'all follow me? That was not our help found meet for him. So now he's ready for somebody to come along and help him. Y'all with me? But now what I find interesting here is that we transition out of chapter 2 into chapter 3, and we had a confrontation of the woman and the serpent. The woman and the serpent. And in the conversation, the serpent says to the woman, listen here, if you eat of this tree, then your eyes will be open. See, God, the only reason God said don't eat it because he know that you'll become like him. Y'all understand? What did he do? He preyed on her identity. But what I find interesting here is that we don't see her name until chapter 4. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying. He preyed on her identity while she was still in the spot, but she didn't know her identity. Are y'all following me? So now a part of that now I can put her down because I don't say I already identified her. Now he said she was bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, but he never named her. He named the cattle. He named the fowl of the air. But it's not recorded at that time that he had named her.
That was good, Pastor.
So now here comes that slick serpent. If you knew who you are, he don't want you to eat it because you'll become like him. But if Adam had already identified her, she would have already understood that I am the mother of the earth and I too am made in the image of the Almighty God because I was taken from his side. Are y'all following me? The enemy attacks your identity so that when you are solidified in who you are, you can say MC Hammer can't touch this. And he knows it. That's why the Bible lets us know that the only realm that the enemy really has authority is in the realm of darkness, and in the scripture, darkness is ignorance. So when you are ignorant of your identity, he can play with your life. He can play with your life. You can be a man thinking you're a woman. You can be a woman thinking you're a man. You can be a child thinking you're an adult. You can be an adult thinking you're a child. Why? Because I'm lost. I don't know who I am. That's why one day I'm bald headed, the next day I've got dreads. I don't know who I am. People often laugh at me because I tell them when I'm talking junk to the young boys about basketball, I punch them in the stomach real quick and say, "You letting this fool you? You letting this right here fool you? You don't think I can move? I can move." And then I talk junk to them. You know why? Because I know who I am. So you know what I tell them? I say, "You finna let a 44-year-old pop-bellied, bald-headed man beat you. Now go tell your friends that." Identity crisis. I'm gonna share this with y'all real quick. We getting out of here. Since I was a little boy, I never forget. I want to say around the age of 8, we was living in Vine City, Griffin Street. I was at home playing with my cousin. And, you know, one of those projects, you know, so you had them hard floors. So I was playing cowboy and Indians with one of my cousins, and we go bam, we on the floor, bam, 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 and I went down the floor, boom, broke my teeth at the age of 8. So, you know, they put some screws in there, put them, I don't know what is it, caps. I want to say caps on them. So then, boom, around the age of 12, boom, broke them again. So then, at the age of 12, the dentist come up with a brilliant idea to put crowns on top of my teeth. And when they put crowns on top of my teeth, it was cool, it kept them from breaking, but the only drawback is with the crowns over my teeth, I couldn't take care of my real teeth. So around the age of 16, 17, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm noticing that my real teeth begin to rot. So I go to my mama. Mama, my real teeth rotting, I gotta go to the dentist. Now I'm 16 years old, 17 years old. So then I end up going to the dentist at the age of 17, and the dentist gotta pull my 2 front teeth. So here I am entering into my senior year of high school snack tooth. You're supposed to be snagging tooth going into kindergarten somewhere. Not your senior year of high school. So can you imagine being a teenager, 17 years old, you snagging tooth? So when you're not solid in your identity, something called insecurity will kick in. And I remember walking around about 2 or 3 weeks with a towel around my head. I talk to people, but I'm talking to you with a mask on. I ain't let you see the fact that I'm trying to. But now at the same time, though, the Holy Ghost was going to work in me. He was going to work in me. Well, I had, say, a couple of years before that, I had already given my life for real to Christ. You know, I had did it at the age of 8, but I was still a straight minister. You know what I'm talking about? But at around 15, that's when the transformation began to happen. I left mom and sister sitting at the back of the church. I started sitting in the front of the church. Y'all get what I'm saying? So the Holy Ghost had started doing the work in me, okay? And so at the same time, I'm finding my identity in Christ. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So now I'm reading books by Kenneth Hagin. Now I'm reading books by Smith Wigglesworth. Reading books by Charles Capps. These type of books. And I'm walking through the high school with my Bible in my back pocket. And I'm asking my friend, you say, you go to church? You born again? You want to be born again? So at the same time, I'm finding myself being rooted and grounded in Christ. Are y'all following me? So I got to a point in my life where whatever other folks thought about me didn't matter. And I'm going to show you the relevance in that. Because at the same time, at the age of 17, I'm going to church with folks I love, and I found out they were dogging me out behind my back. The church folks, I'm 17. But let me show y'all something. But I was so rooted and grounded by then in Christ that what they said about me didn't matter. And to the point, you ready? I'm 17 years old and I'm still treating them the same way I did as if I didn't know they was dogging me out.
Right.
That's because I knew who I was in Christ.
That's right.
So I didn't allow their behavior to affect my behavior.
Right.
Y'all follow me? But you can only do that when you're secure in who you are. Because when you still battling who you are, then you cussing them out. Oh, you know good, low down there. And then, but not just that, you ready? But because it happened with church folk, I would have been saying, ain't no going to church again in my life. I would have stepped away from the church. Church folk ain't no good, they're full of hypocrites. Yeah, the church full of hypocrites, that's why I do that.
That's everywhere.
Amen. See, we like to point the finger. Hypocrite, 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 hypocrite. But we don't want to do that. You're a hypocrite too. That's why you're going to church. Look at somebody and say, I know who I am.
I know who I am.
In the New Testament, you go ahead. In the New Testament, in the book of Acts, it says that they were these young men. And they tried to cast out some devils because Paul was casting out devils. And the demons replied to these young men. They said, Jesus I know, and Paul I know, but who are you? We don't know you. What I'm saying is, you can't even take authority in the spiritual realm until you solidify your identity. Because when you don't know who you are, the spiritual world knows it. And those demons are saying, who are you? You really think you got the right to cast me out? How can you operate in authority and you lost? You don't have a clue as to who you are. You don't know. You got alter egos working. You don't know. 1 minute you up. Next minute you're down. One day you're saved. One day you're the worst thing in the neighborhood. We don't know. One day you're sober. One day you're drunk. I know. One day you're in the right mind. That day you're high as a kite. You know what I'm saying? When we're in these struggles, people, it's because we don't know our identity. And somehow along the way, we were never identified. There was no Adam to identify us. And so we were subject to the enemy's attack. You can stand on your feet.